Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Asia Server Diaries. Hope you all had a good Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, then hope you have had a good holiday so far. And in today's episode, I am in the Imperator Nikolai. Yes, a battleship, another battleship. This is the Russian Tier 4 battleship. And when I played this game, it was before the latest patch with the arpeggio mode, and so when I managed to get my 5+ kills, I wasn't able to get the Kraken Unleash, basically World of Warships version of Top Gun. So here we are on New Dawn, and it is the domination mode. I'm going to make my way towards the bottom right hand corner, so to the sea point. Um, Generally, most of the time, all the battleships and cruisers seem to always head to sea, so this is pretty much the main fighting area. And in the middle, usually all the destroyers go there and they duke it out and pretty much fight for the B point. Now, if you don't know about the Imperator Nikolai, it's not a bad ship. I find this far more usable than the Wyoming at Tier 4. Quite like the maneuverability. The speed of it's not too bad either. And the guns, so you have, how many guns was it? I believe it was 4 triple turrets, giving you a total of 12 guns all across the board. And the reload speed is pretty much comparable to the other battleships at your tier, at tier 4. The range is fairly decent. I think it goes up to something like 18 kilometers, which isn't too bad at all. Now here comes a Phoenix. And my first salvo, I've already preloaded the HE rounds and managed to score a couple of hits, set him on fire, took out something, so he's pretty much forced to use his repair control ability. And I queue up AP, and pretty much from here on out, I only fire AP. So my advice to most battleship drivers is, if you're in a situation where you're against a destroyer and you can reload in time, if you know you're going to fight a destroyer, and you to use HE against them, but pretty much for everything else, you are far better off firing AP, even against battleships that are angling against you. Yes, some of the times you may be able to do more damage with HE, but the chance of getting that citadel penetration, with the AP rounds, it's pretty much worth the risk, and you might pretty much do the same, if not more damage with the AP. So that was a pretty terrible shot. I didn't give too much lead there. And so there's a Wakatake that's capped up C point. I have a friendly Tenryu up ahead who's going to pretty much put some pressure on him. Now I'm trying to pick out my target. I was planning on aiming on that Wakatake, but it doesn't look like he's planning on coming around that corner. So the next best thing is I aim at the St. Louis who's within range. And if you've been watching some of the salvos that I've been firing, the dispersion on the shots is pretty good. Yeah, the dispersion is not that big at all, or it doesn't feel that big. But to be honest with you, right up until this game, I think I'd played about 5 games in the Imperator Nikolai, and I'd pretty much been on a losing streak until this game happened. And the reason why I put up this video is, you'll see pretty much how I break my losing streak with it. And that salvo there just completely misses. As soon as I said it has a good dispersion, but then again the target is rather small as compared to a St. Louis, a cruiser, and battleships as well. So this St. Louis, he's still making his way slowly towards me, I guess. Um, what do I have behind me? Got a couple battleships, and our Tenryu managed to take out the Wakatake, but he's pretty much gone ham, man. He's against 3-4 people. I'm trying to help by taking out the St. Louis here, which I managed to do. Great. First kill picked up there. So yeah, that Tenryu has pretty much made a bad decision choice. If you're ever in a cruiser, try to stick as close as you can to your battleships and battleship drivers. Like, even though I am sort of hanging around at the back here, but that's because I don't really have any support out in the front. Um, battleship drivers should really try to push forward and encourage your team to move with you. But in this round, our team is pretty much evenly split, and somehow the battleship that was just north of me has died. But it looks like it was because of the Wakatake that's just behind this island here. At the time, I didn't notice the Wakatake was there. I was completely focused on taking out the Phoenix right in front of me. You can see he's on dangerously low health. I fire out this big salvo. All I need is a couple of good hits, and there we go. He's gone, and here comes the Wakatake. So I've turned myself, pretty much trying to face him straight on, and his salvo of torpedoes come out just about now. And I quickly make the turn, because with the torpedo salvos, you always want to try and minimize as much damage as possible in a battleship. If you can't completely avoid them, then, you know, try to get away with only taking one hit. So you can achieve that by either turning away or turning towards him. And there we go. He is now out. I'm gonna make my way around this island, and at the moment the only enemy I can see is that enemy Imperator. So I'm gonna try and focus my attention on him. And for some odd reason, this guy fires HE, which, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I think is a complete waste of time to really fire HE. But in saying that, I have loaded HE, but that was because I wasn't expecting to kill the Wakatake then, and I completely forget to change it back to AP until a couple of salvos later. So here goes. He's got his broadside to me. Nice flush. I just wait to clear the islands in front of me. And I do get quite a few hits. Not that much damage. Now, if I was firing AP, I'd probably do a lot more damage than that. But, yeah. Anyhow, I decide that my main threat is not going to be that Imperator, and it's going to be these cruisers that are coming up here along the edge and going up against our Wyoming. So I decide to give some support to the Wyoming. Once again, didn't realize I was firing HE, and yeah, now I've changed. I took out quite a few things. Quite a decent amount of damage. I guess if you fire HE at cruisers, it doesn't really matter, as you could pin and do quite a lot of damage, but it's not as much as 10,000, so AP. AP all the way. And there we go, he takes a big hit from the Wyoming, down to only about 1,000 health left. I fired 2 salvos off. All I really needed was just the one. But you can never be too safe. Always try and secure those kills. always take out the guns. Now, our team is ahead in points, but they do have 2 cap zones. And teams are pretty much even. But at this point, it could go either way. So if I were to die, the point swing pretty much would put them even with us, and they will soon take the lead. So we need to get rid of more ships as soon as possible, or at least cap another zone. So it looks like our Wyoming will be just fine against that ship on the edge over there. I'll turn my attention to this silly little Chester. Poor guy. He's not gonna know what's gonna hit him. And there we go, shots out. And bang. No Citadel hits, but 7 shots out of 12 hit him. That's one massive amount of damage done to him there. And for some reason he's reversing. Now I I still don't get this. You see it happen quite a lot on the Asia server. I don't know about the European or the North American, but a lot of people, they get to a certain point and decide it's a bad idea to be here, and instead of just turning around, they think reversing is the better idea. And there we go, Citadel hit to take off the remaining hit points that poor Chester had. At this stage, I kind of don't really want to face off against this guy here, because he does have more health than me. Though I'm pretty confident that I could have taken him. But I decided to try and turn to my left and capture the B point. I do manage to fire a few shots. Now I couldn't possibly make the turn for this little narrow channel here, so I decided to go around the island. There we go, managed to get one hit. One little parting gif. I believe I try again. Yeah, I do. Nope. Not yet. There we go. That looks to be fairly good. But yep, not that much damage. But oh well. So I make my turn and I head into the cap point, and this Myogi, he's completely focused on whatever it is he's fighting. So I sit in the cap point, capping away, and I lie in wait for an ambush, because he's not going to realize I'm here. But now I do get spotted, and I'm just going to wait for him to clear that island so I can get all my shots onto him. And bang. 10,000 plus damage. Thank you.
Our victory
Managed to cap the B point, and now we're fairly close to winning by points. Yeah, we're not going to be able to kill this Imperator. Not without reload times. It would take a miracle, like, yeah, 3 or 4 Citadel shots. So he manages to live,
5 minutes.
and the points tick away. So this is pretty much my result right here. 6 kills, not a bad thing at all. Only wish that I had done this after the arpeggio patch, which at the moment all we get is the port. They haven't quite put in the arpeggio mode yet. Also, the Project R for the Asia server is almost over, so hopefully you've entered and hopefully you've qualified to get the Kamikaze. But anyhow, on to the post-battle results. 262,000 credits, 3,000 XP, base of 1.3. Not a lot of Citadel penetrations in this game, only one, but if we look at the damage that we did, about 70,000, not bad at all. Didn't really get too close to anyone, so couldn't really use our secondary armaments. Not that the Imperator has a lot of them anyway. They're decent enough, and the credits a month. So with a premium 2000 with my 1.5 times, not a bad result at all. So hopefully in the new year I'll be able to put out a video a week. That's what I'm aiming for. That's the end for today, and I'll catch you guys next time.